Hey everybody, welcome to the About podcast. Our guest this week is Mr. Andy Altman, the Grand Poobah of GigTown Enterprises, LLC, Incorporated Corporation.
That was good.
Evil Corporation.
Yeah.
.com.edu. Here it is, the About podcast. Andy Altman.
Hi.
Hi everyone.
How are you, Andy? I'm Sandi King.
I'm Joshua Taylor.
Davey Rocket.
I'm Andy.
Yep, that's Andy. And his ukulele,
Yep.
which I'm sure happily you'll be playing throughout this entire interview.
Please.
He doesn't go anywhere without his ukulele, and that's totally fine.
Commuting,
Yeah.
during the commute,
Yeah, in the car.
wazing, bathing, showering.
It
Yeah.
literally just makes everything better.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly ukulele playing is better with a ukulele.
True.
Yeah.
Way better. I mean, last weekend, I went up to Lake Arrowhead with a couple of friends, and then I came back, and 2 nights in a row, I don't even know what, I think I want to call it karaoke. But basically, I had my uke, I had my looper, and I start playing the uke, and get some rhythm going, and it's looping, and then I just get crowd participation. I'm like, hey man, you can sing, sing something, and then he sings something, and then I get somebody to harmonize with it, and then somebody to add a beat, and then pretty soon you have this sometimes ridiculous, and sometimes awesome, and sometimes both. You have this crazy thing going. And everybody's like, I was part of that. It's really cool.
I really hope that the public never hears it.
Some of them, yeah.
I was a part of that.
We've done that.
That stain will forever besmirch my name.
I've seen that.
You don't get besmirch as often as you'd like to.
Right,
Yeah,
you don't.
Can that be the word of the podcast?
I plan to change that
Besmirch.
with this podcast. This is my platform.
This episode brought to you by...
Besmirch. Besmirch. It's exactly what you think it is.
And this podcast is totally also brought to you by the daiquiri that I decided to make for Andy.
It's really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, we've been drinking daiquiris. I'm not going to say all day. All right. No, I said it. All day.
Yeah.
That's been the drink of the day. So
And let's
I'm already halfway through it.
let's not mince words here. These are real daiquiris. These are not like some bullshit frozen...
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, let's have daiquiris with a swirly straw.
Becky! No!
These are real daiquiris. If you want, why don't we post the
Oh,
recipe?
yeah. I'm going to do it.
We're gonna post the recipe to an authentic traditional daiquiri. Boom, done.
How delicious is it, Andy?
It's really good.
It's real simple.
I could drink that all day.
We paid him to say that.
Yeah.
So we have to talk about GigTown because I'm here, and it's funny because I know you guys super, super well. And it feels weird to talk about the background of GigTown with you since you guys have
Which is
been
why we
part of it.
don't want any of the bullshit canned answers.
Yeah,
right.
you give us a
We
canned
want the
answer, I'm
dirt.
going to flick you in the
Yeah.
ear.
But I have to. I mean, if people are going to listen to this, they're going to be like, "Why is he the Grand Poobah of GigTown?"
Yeah.
True.
And what is GigTown? Why, Grand?
Well, I guess then...
So I gotta do.
Get
It's
it
not
out there.
necessarily canned.
I guess
but-
then elaborate on the canned answer then. That's
Okay.
kind of what we're looking for. Is
Yeah, I mean, we have
totally
some
talk about
time.
it, but talk about it as long as you want. It's
Okay.
all you. This is your
Well,
episode.
here, you know what? I will. How about if I ask the normal canned question in a
Sure.
different way?
Sure.
Why is GigTown?
That's perfect. Why is GigTown? Because there's a ton of really awesome local. I don't know. I was just gonna try to cut a word out.
Don't look at us when you say local.
Local musicians. Okay, let me do a somewhat canned answer.
Yeah.
So GigTown is a local music platform, and you're able to listen to local music, see where artists are playing around town, and very quickly and easily book them for gigs of any kind. Doesn't matter what kind of event you're doing, whatever it may be. You just kind of put in your details and your budget, and then artists are able to submit. You can listen to them, chat with them, see where they're playing, and basically hit a button to confirm a gig. So, in a very quick nutshell, that is GigTown.
And when you put in your details, you don't have to put girth, just length.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And volume.
Thank you.
Surface area.
Quantity.
Average volume
Quantity.
volume per use. Yeah, quantity.
I like that it hit you both at a different time. I really
Insert
like that.
my 2 dicks track right there.
That's the perfect verb for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
Right. So that's GigTown.
That's the very, very basics of GigTown.
And we should tell our listeners right now too that King Taylor Project are artists. In fact, we're
Davey
artists.
Rocket?
All 3 of us are
Yeah.
artists in many incarnations. Davey
Yeah.
Rocket is on GigTown as a solo artist. He's
With a couple groups.
with a couple of groups. He plays
Whatever.
with many groups on GigTown. KTP
kind of
is
a
on
slut.
GigTown. So GigTown. So we're definitely we're believers in GigTown, and we're members of the GigTown family. And one of the
we have drunken we have drank the
drank-
orange Kool-Aid.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Kool-Aid. But what's
Man, I have great drunk stories with both Sandy and Davey.
We can
Not
tell
Josh
those.
though. I don't have a good drunk story with Josh.
I'm
Yeah.
on board.
We can tell those drunk stories.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. We
This
should
is the
definitely
time
get to
and
those.
place.
this
Yeah.
is both the time and the place.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
Well, both of them were when I was living downtown.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, apparently there aren't any good stories coming out unless I'm living downtown. So maybe I have to go back there at some point. But which one was first? Sandy
Gotta be
was
Sandy
first.
I was first,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yep, Sandy was first. I mean, it's not even. It was mainly just Sandy got really, really drunk, and
That
like
sounds like me.
I forget. Did you not get on a trolley that
Yeah.
you otherwise would have gotten on? Yeah.
Yeah, I took a trolley downtown because I was going to see Kevin Beacon
Yeah.
play, and he was playing at Cafe 21.
As the sky grows darker, the air gets colder. The shivers rock me as I'm forced to hold her, waiting for the break of light with the devil at my side. It's just another night in the desert of misery.
Kevin's another local musician. He's awesome. He's one of our friends, and I happened to be going downtown to see him play, and I was like, oh, we'll take the trolley because I absolutely will be able to take it home. The last trolley runs at 11:45, right? I was like, I'm totally going to be responsible and get on the last trolley. No, that didn't happen because Andy showed up.
I think I have this thing, and I've had this for a long time. It's not just. This is not a new thing, but I have this belief that you can't be really good friends with somebody until you've gotten drunk with them.
yeah.
I do agree.
Like you
And-
can
until
be
you've been
friends.
like, oh man, is he still gonna want to be my friend?
Maybe that's it.
You have to reach that point.
But once you hit a certain point, and then all of a sudden your friendship gets taken to another level. Mm-hmm. And so, especially when GigTown was early on, I was meeting all these new people, and I wanted to get them drunk because that's fun
business,
for me.
man.
And then
That's
I get to
business.
be friends with them. I get to be better friends with them.
Yeah.
So this happened on a couple of occasions, but this night in particular was just one of those nights where I was at the Tipsy Crow meeting all these musician friends, and then Sandy was down to take a shot, so we took shots. And I'm about 3 times Sandy's size, so.
Just one.
That was Andy, not me.
But she was down, and that was good. So yeah, basically she just got hammered and wound up passing out on my couch that night.
I was just like, I can't. I mean, either I need to get an Uber. I don't even know how to Uber at that point. I didn't have an Uber thing on my phone. I had never used Uber before. And he's like, oh, I live down here. I was like, oh my God, you live right by the park. Petco Park, which is where my best friend worked at the time. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I get to, it was.
I was just like, who's this new friend that's just following me home? Cool, I'm down. Here's a couch for you.
High-fived and passed out.
But Davy's
Woke up in the morning.
stories.
Yeah. Oh, the
Classic.
Davey story
That's
is
pretty
good.
rad.
I don't know what you're referring to. So you know what? I want to hear you tell it.
I can't remember all the details.
I don't
So you
think
were
anybody
clearly drunk
can.
as
I
well,
was
then.
too, yeah.
That's a good sign.
That's so good. That is why.
This
that is why
daiquiri
we-
is amazing, by the way. I'm almost done with one, and I'm already starting to just talk. So that's, it says something.
Should we take
It's
a
made of rum
Yeah.
and lime juice.
Sandy is
and
air
It's
quoting.
my turn
simple
to have-
syrup. Can you hear
I
the
could
air
actually,
quotes?
I could use a second one, and I know Andy could, and I don't want this story to be interrupted. So
I
should
will
we take
make-
a quick?
Let's take a
I
quick
would
break.
like all of us to be available.
This break brought to you by
Besmirched. Be sure to visit our besmerchandise
I
booth.
think this break should be brought to you by his ukulele playing.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We
Do
should
it.
totally do that.
Get up there.
Welcome back, bitches.
Hello.
I don't know. I'm just holding on to that one. I was trying to be funny. Welcome. I said welcome back, bitches.
So,
So
said
the
a swear
story
word.
continues.
where were we?
We were talking about how I basically have really good drunk stories
Yeah.
with Sandi and Davey.
Oh, that's right, and we're on Davies now.
Yeah. So Davies, I can't even remember how long ago it was. It was like
It'd
probably
be
a year, a little over a year.
year and a half, dude. We're
Sometime
coming up
like
on year and a half.
Early
Honestly, yeah.
Padres season last year, I guess.
Oh yeah, that
It
makes sense.
wasn't that far after that because I met you probably, I don't know, 3-4 months before
Yeah.
then. It wasn't that much after that.
So we went to a Padres game.
Yes, yeah. I remember I was teaching music at the time, and then should we do a composite story here? Let's just tell it together.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
can't do it myself.
Okay,
And you
so-
probably can't
so
do it
I-
yourself either.
Okay, so I'll give you my mindset, my whole thing.
Oh, the
So-
drive in.
So I'm
That's
teaching.
worth talking about too.
Remember
you had to get
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get there, sir. We're gonna get all over that.
So, anyways, I'm driving Davey to the baseball game, and this is something that I've seen many times now, but I had never experienced at that point. But Davey just has a small bladder.
I'm like a pregnant hamster.
Yeah.
Drinks,
We get on
drinking like
tour with
human
him.
portions.
So we're in the car getting to the game, and we're stuck in a bunch of traffic, and Davey's sitting there like, dude, I'm not comfortable. And it's not getting better. The traffic was not just going away. So we're literally like probably 5 minutes from getting, from parking. We're just getting off the freeway. But Davey can't make it. He's like, I'm going to get out. I'm going to go to the bathroom somewhere, and I will catch up to you. And in the traffic we were in, it was pretty reasonable. I mean, just aside from the fact that it was hilarious, the actual, like, I'll catch up with you, understandable. All right, I mean, and he did it. So that was a good start. But
That was a good start.
Yeah, so we go to the game and hanging out and
No,
drinking.
it's pre-game though. Still,
Oh yeah. So we went to my place, which was like there was a bridge from the building to Petco Park. So really awesome place to live if you want to go to Padres games.
it was ridiculous. Yeah,
And,
you had recently secured a sponsorship from Stone, correct? Or GigTown had recently partnered with Stone or something
Yeah,
like that.
they were
so you
booking
had a bunch of
artists through
you had a
GigTown.
bunch of the mead, right?
Yeah.
Mead in your fridge from Stone, which is like 10%. Something
Whole bunch of
stupid.
different
It
stuff.
kind of tastes like beer, but it's so much more dangerous. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I remember that. I mean,
Yeah.
that was like right after they had started booking using GigTown, and Greg, the owner of Stone, had just kind of said, here, let me load you up with some beer. It was pretty awesome. So we put a bunch of beer in my car. So yeah, we drank some of that, and we went to the game, and we drank more, and then I think intermittently throughout the game, we came back to my place and drank more, and kind of
We went to a show
flip-flopped.
before the game too. We went and saw
At
Vest
Stone,
Frank.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Which there's a whole other story with that, but just and kind of what happened with us in Stone, the tap room over there. But yeah, I mean, essentially at the end of the game, we find ourselves at my place with a bunch of my friends that my roommate had brought over. I start playing the ukulele. At that point, it was so early that I only knew 4 chords on the ukulele, so I was playing those 4 chords. Same 4 chords.
By the way, do check
chords-
out Grand Poobah and the 4 chords.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
GigTown.
On GigTown.
Exactly. and so I started playing them. Davey and one of my roommates, current roommates actually, at the time he wasn't, but one of my friends they start kind of freestyling.
Long branch and bacon.
So it was an instant hit. Long branch and bacon. Just, talking about OB,
My old cross streets.
which is where my current roommate, then not my roommate, was living. So
A little bit of information just really quickly. If you say beer can with a British accent. It sounds like you're saying bacon with a Jamaican accent. Long Branch and Beacon. Continue.
So, just kind of progressed from there. And it gets to the point
I
where...
would say it digressed.
Just got to the point where we're all just kind of hammered, and Davey's like, we're in that building. We were on the 26th floor. On the 22nd floor, there's this big deck for people that live there, and there's a pool. Davey's like, I want to go in the pool. Let's go. I'm like, okay, whatever, let's go. So, was it just you and me that went down?
Oh no, there were.
Were there other
that would be
people?
far less embarrassing.
There were
if it was
other
just you and I. Oh yeah,
I don't even-
There were
yeah.
other people.
So I guess a number of us went.
Oh yeah, no, there were like 5 people in that
And only
elevator.
one person gets in the pool. And it's Davey, and he's skinny dipping. And
If I remember correctly, and I hope I don't, I'm pretty sure I took off all of my clothes in the elevator on the way down too. And I was like, "Wait, come on, guys, we're doing this." And then
I don't even remember.
and then I remember. Okay, so this is ridiculous. If I remember more than you do, that's awesome. That's really encouraging for me. But I remember swimming, and then when I got out of the pool, the like security guard for your apartment complex was there, like already holding an outstretched towel for me. Like, let's robe this man. So I
don't
allowed him
recall
to
this.
robe me.
I don't know.
Yeah, you really don't? Wow,
That's
good.
awesome.
That's
Well,
great.
What
now
I
you have
remember-
that new memory.
Basically, what I remember is Davey's going skinny dipping. And I'm just like, I'm not going to go skinny dipping. And so I just like sit down on this couch in like the room right before you get to the pool and just kind of sit there. And then Davey comes back when he's done. And that was my memory.
There you go. That's really good. I'm glad to hear that you weren't contacted by somebody about me. Like, in my mind, you had to make up a story. I don't fucking know that guy.
No, there's more to that story. I don't know if we want to get into that. Being the person that you lived with at the time, the whole journey home.
Oh, the journey home.
was an entire
Homeward
other
I guess that's the
story.
part of the story
It's a
that
Disney
only
movie.
I know.
Yeah.
Right. So I very vaguely remember it was like 2:30 in the morning or something, and I was humiliated after that whole thing. Like, I was just there are probably 5 times in my life that I've been drunk to the point of humiliation, and unfortunately Josh and Andy have both been a part
Excellent.
of those.
It's a good segue.
Like,
Kind of want to hear
Like,
Josh's
in
story
our-
now.
in our initial encounters with each other too, which is just fantastic.
It's along the same theme.
So
we
I
should
w-
definitely go into that.
So I left with the intention to either get a cab or an Uber or something. By the time I just got outside of the apartment, I looked at my phone and it was dead. So it was like, okay, I'll encounter a taxi. I'm just gonna walk and throw up a few times, and eventually,
We've all been there.
eventually,
Bound to
right,
happen.
come on, we're all adults here.
Post skinny dipping. 11-mile trek.
We all know
Who
this
hasn't
story.
done it?
We've all had our wieners out on an elevator.
We've all been to jail for molesting raccoons. Let's not make it weird, guys. Come on. So yeah, I got home I probably got home at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And went to bed and was just like, well, so Andy's not going to be my friend anymore, you guys. I hope it's not going to be weird when you guys hang out with him. And he's going to be like, I liked him fine, but I know way too much about his balls now.
I think
I don't remember any of that.
did a really
That's
good
great.
job of not looking.
That's unfortunate. It is.
They're magnificent.
They are beasts of which caliber has
This is the episode where it's like, get to know the crew.
Yeah.
Because there's good drunk stories
Well,
to talk
I think
about.
we wanted to do definitely like GigTown, but if this is what's coming out,
I can always come
then
back
that feels,
to.
or we can make 2 episodes out of this one.
Okay, so let's just make this the one. We'll actually title this podcast Davy's Grandparents
The Drunken
Don't Listen.
Backstories.
And let's just go, let's humiliate me.
So, I had a show at Lestat's, and Davey texted me, I think, probably like, hey, man, I'm getting booze. What do you want? For the green, because we were hanging out in the green room. I think someone might have opened or something. I think I was like a second spot or something. Yeah. But so he gets Fireball, which is awesome.
Fireball's the best.
It is the best. He comes back.
If you're just gonna get a bottle of something to not mix with something.
Oh yeah.
Second to my daiquiri.
And it was like a 750 ml bottle or something. It was like it wasn't like a little travel bottle.
I do not fuck around.
No fucking around.
Actually, that is a fact about Davy Rocket. If you Wikipedia him,
Yeah.
the first fact is he does not fuck around.
Right. Peer edited.
Second fact, balls
Sources
magnificent.
cited.
Owns truck but drives Saab. So basically brought it back to the green room. We're doing shots. Not really shots, because shots implied we poured it into something other than our mouths. But anyway, we're down on this bottle of Fireball at a pretty good rate. And I go on, and Davey continues working on the bottle of the Fireball.
And mind you, I had come from a previous gig as well.
That's right.
This is so bad for people's perception of me. Okay, continue.
So, for those of you who, any listeners who know Lestats, you know that at the side of the stage, there's a bench. Right on this, there's like a little breezeway that goes back to the green room and the bathroom, and then there's a bench right off of stage left. And Davey's sitting there, and it's a Lestats crowd. There's like 10 people,
right?
And it's a chill night. And Davey is just manning percussion over there, man.
Yeah,
he's fucking killing it over there with
harmonies.
He's had the harmonies and the percussion down. I was doing a solo acoustic show.
No, you weren't.
That's awesome.
Not if I have anything to do with it, sir. Not if me and Fireball have a fucking trio tonight, son.
And so that was awesome. And so I finished the show. It was maybe a 45-minute set or something. Finished that up, and then we head out.
That's so weird, because I remember it being like a really out of focus 10-minute set.
I remembered all three of you doing an out of focus 10-minute set on a huge moving stage.
But I do remember that I sounded great.
You did.
Sounded awesome.
You sounded fantastic. And at the time, I lived at an apartment in North Park, and it was not far at all. And so, wow, I just realized that what we're going to allude here. We're about to incriminate each other.
Good.
We can cut this later if we decide to. Yeah, this is. Yeah. So we're
and the purpose of
so we're gonna tell it anyway, and we'll decide later whether we want to keep it in. Anyway, so we're not far. We're not far, and it's all all surface streets. We know how to get there. So Davey was driving the Jeep, and I'm talking old school Jeep, no doors. No top. It was rad.
No,
he was kicking it old school in the Wrangler, and I had my Prius, and we were turning,
and we're talking classic Prius. We're talking hybrid.
Oh yeah, hybrid.
Talking batteries.
Got them power windows.
Yeah.
Got them seats in the front and the back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was tricked out, dog. Had lights in the front.
We talking reverse, drive, neutral.
Shit. Straight up rubber on them tires. Premium interior, closed entire. That wasn't. Let's just cut that.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that.
So anyway, the point is we start driving down surface streets, and like maybe the very first stop sign, I think, I stop, and Davey, I think, probably accelerated actually, and just fucking boom! It was the loudest. It was the loudest. It was so disproportionately loud.
Oh yeah,
because it did literally zero damage to either vehicle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was just, I think it was the sound. My rear plate isn't in a frame or anything, so it slapped against the rear bumper, and his bumper was lined up exactly with my bumper, so it was just bumpers touching, but it was so loud.
Wow.
And not the last time we'd touch bumpers, listeners.
Heyo.
Insert GIF, weird GIF.
It's a podcast. You can't insert a GIF.
Well,
I'll insert whatever I want into whatever I want, whenever I want.
The David
and you know that.
Ryan Norgren story.
Guys,
Anyway, I just realized I'm not a particularly good storyteller, but that's
No,
the story.
right.
So that was that. But that actually isn't the funniest part. The funniest part is what, like, that we didn't let that die. So Davey, if for those of you out there who know Davey, is extraordinarily averse to ever putting anyone out, making anyone uncomfortable, or doing anything to offend or hurt anyone else. So he's so apologetic about this zero damage thing, and right away it was not a thing.
Right.
But
It was, yeah.
But we made it back. He just wasn't looking. I think at the moment he looked down or away for a second or something, and it was the guy in front of me braked pretty hard.
I was looking at those other 2 Priuses in front of me, man, at that stop sign.
But anyway,
Those 3 stop signs, I was like, this is not clear, you guys.
There's no
This is
such thing as
bad.
a 9-way stop.
This is bad signage.
we
It
might.
has-
Poor city planning.
It has since become a running joke that, Davey just rammed into the Prius so hard. And on your birthday,
Yeah, so right, so it became a thing. What was funny about it was Davey was apologetic, and I reassured him, I tried to, that it was not a big deal. But what was funny about it is that after a while, it became so funny that each time we told the story, it got bigger. The first time it was like, oh, he kind of hit me a little bit.
We had
And then
a,
it
we
was
had
like
a fender bender.
Right, we had a
is
fender
where
bender.
It started probably.
And then it became, like Davey
then, yeah,
smashed the
smashed
shit
into
out of
the
it. And then
back of
he
your
totaled the car. And then like he took a ramp and like landed on my car, monster truck style.
Right. Like I remember, I saw him. Like I was at the stop sign and I saw him installing like a whole new exhaust system and like like fucking just juicing up the engine. I saw him hit the nitro button.
So I think we were on tour, right? When I got this thing.
Yeah.
We were on tour. I was on tour opening for 22 Kings. So we were away, and Davey wasn't with us. He was no longer with us.
he died from the accident.
Yeah, from the horrific accident.
in the resulting nuclear explosion.
So anyway, so I get this text on my birthday from Davey on the road, and it is the most elaborate. Like it was so good. It was a Photoshop of, there was, I think, some clip art and some real photos involved, and it was a tank. It was a tank shooting
Jeep.
shooting the Jeep into the Prius. Into a volcano. There was a volcano in there?
Yeah, it was a tank that had been loaded with a Jeep Wrangler, a white Jeep Wrangler with no doors and no top. It had loaded that into its shooter nerb. So it was a tank shooting a Jeep,
a round of Jeep Wrangler
out of its cannon, hitting a Prius into a volcano.
I want to see this.
Because that's what happened.
Yeah,
I really
we'll
want to
show-
see this.
I'll post the picture on the website.
Perfect.
Absolutely. It's fantastic.
So thanks again to Andy, Grand Poobah of GigTown, for joining us on the About podcast. If you haven't got the gist yet, artists, venues, fans out there, you got to meet the dude himself. So the dude abides. So seriously, I think the thing that I was just saying this to someone else the other day, the hardest thing to tell artists, because we kind of see ourselves as ambassadors of GigTown, is the hardest thing to tell them is that there's no catch. It's not weird. Like Andy's hanging out with us in our house, and we happen to have mics up because we run a podcast. But like that's the thing, is it is a family. All these stories and stuff. What's funny about it is that like that's the community. That's who we are. That's the artist community, and that GigTown is right there in the middle of it, part of it, trying to build a community in which all those same wonderful people that we get to run into in San Diego and other cities across the U.S. can get paid.
Yeah.
Can get shows, can get in front of fans, can get paid, and can promote their music.
They're a part of the community. They're not just a bunch of orange suits.
Right.
We're trying
running from their offices.
trying to organize the community and then build an ecosystem around it.
Right.
Because right
Yeah.
now there isn't one.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then everybody makes more money, and that's what
Yeah.
we need.
To me, GigTown is in the category of organizations like Patreon and for me, I mean, I've had great interactions with Host Baby, Reverb, lots of other like these.
Izotope.
What's that one?
Sorry, I just wanted to pitch in my great. Izotope is a audio plugin company that just tends to do great things for the community as a whole that don't benefit them. They'll release publications about here is how you mix and master audio in general, and it doesn't even mention Izotope's products. It doesn't say use our plugin and GigTown. GigTown strikes me as that same kind of idea. Just
an organic part of the community that it seeks to promote and promote. But so thank you guys for being you, man. We love you guys. I mean, as people too.
Specifically, we love you, Andy.
Specifically,
but like everyone around you that is supporting GigTown.
We have a good crew.
Just such a good family.
My dad's okay.
He's all right. He's whatever.
I'm not.
It's not like
I'm not willing to go that far.
we'll probably never have Steve on this
Sorry,
podcast.
Steve.
Yeah, right.
Never. He's a pretty awful person.
He's easily GigTown's biggest customer.
That's for sure.
And biggest
pusher.
Somehow.
Not only am I
like, what is that Rogaine commercial?
Hair
I'm
Club
also
for
a
Men.
client.
Yeah, Hair Club for Men. Okay, we got it right.
Wait, let's
Let's-
put it in the can. Let's
let's
put
put
the
it-
hole. Let's
Step
just
it
take
up.
the
Put it in the can.
put the hole.
Stand it out.
Get
Make
all
it
the-
in there. Put it in
press
step it in the can.
Press the hole.
Make sure
stop
you-
record.
Cue the
Make
theme
sure
music.
it's up in there.
Cue it.
Press the song.
There it
is.
Let's do the
Make sure you-
Everybody.
play the whole all four strings.
all of them.
Every string, all four.
all the time.
100 strings.
100 strings
Play 100
forever.
ukuleles.
Music on this episode provided by GigTown artist Kevin Began.
And Andy Altman.